Good morning, Nashville Freedom School scholars. I am the Reverend Pam Hawkins, and I'm a retired United Methodist pastor. I am also an artist, but I did not paint this beautiful painting. And I'm a writer, but I didn't write the book that we're going to hear and read today. That book is titled, Have You Thanked an Inventor Today? The author of this book is Patrice McLaurin, and the illustrator, the one who painted all these pictures, is Diane Wang. The publisher of this book is Digital Arts Publishing. Now, an inventor is someone who invents something, right? An inventor is someone who invents something that no one else has ever invented. An inventor is someone who comes up with an idea or a design or a product that no one else has ever invented before. And all the inventors in this book that we're going to read today are African Americans. And I didn't know about a lot of them, and you may not have either. But we're going to read this book. So let's get started. Have you thanked an inventor today? This world is full of inventions. Some of them we don't even think about. But if we took the time to think about them, we'd realize we wouldn't want to live without them. You see, inventions, they make our lives much easier, and they also make our lives more fun. So we should thank the inventors who invent great inventions, for without them, we might not get anything done. Like, for instance, when your mom wakes you up in the morning to let you know it's time to go to school, you stretch and yawn, and you maybe rub the corners of your eyes and probably wipe away last night's drool. That's when you happen to glance over at your clock and realize that you're running a bit late. Well, you wouldn't know that were it not for Benjamin Banneker, because he invented the first clock in the United States. So you put on clothes and you rush to the bathroom. You wash your face and you brush your teeth and then brush your hair. Well, you should thank Lyda Newman, for part of your morning grooming, as the modern day hairbrush was her awesome idea. Afterwards, you're called into the kitchen for breakfast. This morning, it's cereal with fruit and wheat toast. Well, thank goodness, John Standard improved the refrigerator, because hot milk with your cereal is pretty gross. And when you're on your way to school, whether you're a bus rider, a car rider, or you walk, you have to thank Garrett Morgan for the traffic light. Otherwise, none of our streets would be safe to cross. Garrett Morgan invented the traffic light. Then after you've settled into your classroom and you've taken out your supplies because you're such a scholar, please remember to show some love to Mr. John Love, for his invention was none other than the pencil sharpener. I never thought about that. Someone had to invent the pencil sharpener. Now, as much as I know that you love to learn, you'll admit that sometimes lunch is your favorite time of day. Well, you can thank John Robinson for your lunchbox. But for whatever's inside, it's your mom that you need to thank, or someone else who made your lunch. And what does mom usually pack in your lunchbox? Tasty snacks that make your belly go yum? Like peanut butter, made popular by George Washington Carver Or potato chips, invented by George Crumb. Did you ever wonder who came up with the idea of potato chips? George Crumb. Fast forward. The school day is now over. It's been a long one, and you're happy to be home. You check the mailbox, invented by P. Downing. Then chill in front of the air conditioner, invented by Frederick Jones. Plus, your teacher didn't assign any homework, so you decide to play a few games on the cell phone. Well, if it wasn't for Henry Sampson's gamma electric cell, believe it or not, there would be no cell phone. We have no cell phones if Henry Sampson hadn't invented what was needed. And these are just a few awesome inventions. There are countless other ones that I didn't even mention, like the doorknob, invented by O. Dorsey, or a type of guitar invented by Robert Fleming. Sarah Boone invented the ironing board, and Thomas Stewart invented the mop. Never thought about that. Lonnie Johnson invented the super soaker, which I happen to have some at home. And W.A. Martin improved the lock. The lock. So now here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a moment or two and ponder how life would be if these inventions weren't created for you. Inventions like the mop, or the clock, or the cell phone, or the hairbrush, or the refrigerator, or the traffic light, or this kind of guitar. And finally, your clock again. You know, this was actually the super soaker. I couldn't see it. There's the super soaker, and there's the clock. Then as you lie in your bed this evening and you think about how your day was spent, don't forget to thank an inventor. Then dream about what you'd like to invent. That's the end. Now, this book has little biographies in the back about most of these people. And that would be a good thing to read and to know about. Men and women who were inventors of things that no one else had invented. I want to show you a few of these illustrations that Diane Wang made because I think they're really good. Here's one about Mama waking him up, and he's actually got that little bit of drool on his face. Here's one about the hairbrush, which I never thought about. So here is someone brushing his hair before he goes to school. This are good pictures by Diane Wang. And the pencil sharpener. Now, we probably have electric pencil sharpeners now, but we wouldn't if we hadn't had this pencil sharpener before. Maybe one more. Well, I can't resist. What about the cell phone? Everybody's using cell phones now, everyone. And so the fact that Henry Sampson created the kind of cell that is needed in a cell phone is making all of our lives easier, maybe, sometimes harder, but we love them. And an African-American inventor, Henry Sampson, created something that gives us that opportunity to use cell phones. So that is our story for today. Our whole book, Have You Thanked an Inventor Today? And Patrice McLaurin wrote us a beautiful book. And I think that the illustrations by Diane Wang are really good. So I hope you enjoyed this today. I sure enjoyed being with you, and I really thank you for letting me read. Have a good one.